That's Randy Knapp.
That's right.
Owner and operator of Camp Margaritaville. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
honored to be here.
Before we forget,
Yep, go ahead.
our sponsor for this segment, Aquadeck USA. So,
Anything on the lake, they can put these portable pads down or all these like bounce house stuff, and these guys are unbelievable. At our tournaments, they're the most
in
popular.
Winter Haven, right? And they did the work in Winter Haven at Lake Silver.
Yeah,
Correct.
Well, that and at Champions Lake in Auburndale.
Okay.
You know, the ramps that go in, they can do those float bouncy things, all that stuff. Aquadeck, pretty cool. Okay, go ahead, Jack. I'm lip-flapping from me.
Sorry, Randy. So
No worries.
so-
I think we should look at Aquadeck at Margaritaville.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can take them out, you can put them in, and just like that.
Right. Okay.
So we've spent a little time lately at Camp Margaritaville. We just recently had our first barbecue event there. It was the last
Yes.
leg of the Triple Crown.
Right.
So Pitmasters in Paradise. Tell us a little bit about what you thought of that experience.
Love to. First time that we've ever
Yep.
hosted that type of event, so we didn't know for sure what to expect, although we had a lot of meetings leading up, so that we were organized and could do the best job that we could do, but it exceeded our expectations. And we had 45 teams. I think one team couldn't make it because they had a transmission issue on their rig, but 44 competed, and some nationally known winners. The Jack Daniels, I think, champion several times, and a lot of big names. And between Visit Central Florida and the sports park and their help, and then Whiskey Bent with Chad and Nicole, and then our team, I think we did a jam-up job putting it on, and we look forward to the next one. And I understand 45 teams in a first year is a big deal. We're hoping for 75 next year, but we're for sure in. And we're already looking at an event that would celebrate Chad's 50th birthday in the fall.
And I have to embarrass him a little bit. He got to administer the oath to the judges. What was that?
Swore in the judges. I didn't know what to expect. I thought 3 or 4 judges. I just thought that's what it was. I didn't know any better. We were in the retreat, which that room holds about 100, and we probably had 70 people in there.
Yeah.
And when the director of the tournament, which was from the Kansas City barbecue organization, renowned group, stood up to have those being sworn in stand up, everybody stood up, and they gave me the honor of actually doing the swear in. They all had to raise their right hand and repeat after me, and I couldn't believe how many judges and the intensity. I mean, it was like, Randy, we need large mouth trash cans. The plates they turn in, we got to have that. It's we got it.
When I tell people that it really does have on game day, on Saturday,
game day was game day.
It has that feeling of a sporting event.
Yes.
Where, the judges are really intense and are all in on what they're doing. The competitors obviously are.
Right.
And it has a completely different feel from what you would expect from a barbecue festival.
Yes, I don't know if you thought this, but I certainly got my eyes open to the detail and to the stringent standards they hold these judges to. No personal taste preferences, no past couple of weeks events that they might have been at. They can't let that influence them on how they choose. No small bites. You have to take a full bite of whatever it is you're trying. I mean, it's really very detailed.
Yeah, and the double blind.
Yes.
So where they turn in under one number, and then they get a second number for it to be tested. So there's no way for anyone to know what whose product they're actually testing. It really is.
That's kind of sneaky.
Yeah.
It seemed extremely fair. I don't know how you get more fair and unbiased.
Yeah, that many people and that broad a spectrum. I don't know how you do it otherwise.
That's right. We felt really good about the fact that Chad, especially Nicole, multiple times they said, I don't know if you've realized this, but you all, with the help of the Visit Central Florida, have set a new bar in barbecue championships. We've never had a venue where we had water, sewer, electric, at each cook station. And, many of them had tiki huts on their site, so they could chill while they were waiting on the meat, watch TV a little bit.
And they were
having a good time. And, the food venue, the bars, everything did really well. So we were really pleased with the outcome.
Randy, a lot of people think of RV parks and facilities as, the old fogey and his stogie, and sitting outside and, and this type of stuff. This is so far removed from that.
Yes.
The Camp Margaritaville, correct me if I'm wrong, was named the #1 RV resort. When I say I focus in on resort, okay, it just has an RV in front of it, could be behind, in the country.
That's correct. We're year before last, and up until right now, we're 2-year #1 in the nation out of every one of the 50 states. We're up for a three-peat. The voting ends on Monday at noon, so anybody watching, you can go on our website, www.campmargaritavilleauburndale.com. The link is there, and we'd love for you to cast a vote to help us three-peat the #1. And that's never happened. I don't think there's ever been a back-to-back #1. So we're very proud of the team. Just an incredibly good hospitality team, and it's all about delivering that customer experience, and it's about relaxation and escapism, and it's all age. Very, very family friendly.
Yeah.
And lots to do, lots of activities, and we have venues where you can do rallies and 3 food outlets and 2 pools, just a lot of activity.
And dog washing stations.
Dog washing, spa, Margaritaville. We have that. 70% of our guests travel with pets, and they're like family. So if you're going to travel with a pet, have a clean pet. And we provide the stations for them to do that, and the guests love it.
And the kids are everywhere.
Oh, they're all over.
And it is just a fun time.
Yes.
It's the activities that you have going for the kids in that screen zone.
One of the most rewarding things for us as a family, we're a family operation that have worked together for over 40 years. And our uncle was an RVer, and he used to take us on camping trips, and then our parents got into it. And 2 of my fondest memories were traveling the country 2 different summers in my teenage years. But what you see there is memories being made, people who may never have known each other until they stayed there. And the next thing you know, kids have made friends. Now the parents are pulled together, and they're planning trips together, from now into who knows how many years in advance. It's really cool to see that happening.
Funny story, I have a nephew, Ben, my brother's son, and he and his family on the weekends would take their, I don't know what they, like a motorhome type thing, and lives across the lake from me in Winter Haven, and they'd go to Camp Margaritaville for the weekend. Spend the weekend
Lots
there.
of locals.
Yeah.
We love the locals. We really strive to get repeat.
Nicole of Whiskey Bent said she would live there if she had a choice.
Yes.
That is her absolute favorite place in Polk County. She's there all the time.
Yes, she's planning on spending a lot of the summer.
Let's talk about Whiskey Bent real quick, because people go, well, what's that? You're just drunker and Cooter Brown, on whiskey or something? No, Whiskey Bent is a business that is based here in Polk County, actually in Lakeland. They have the best rubs and spices that you could ever want. The guy that started it, his name is Chad Ward. He's a world-renowned, actually a celebrity, TV celebrity barbecue guy, and big guy. And he's on game day for college football and all of that type of stuff, but the business is right here. You want some of the best barbecue stuff? Go to see Chad Ward, and it's in Lakeland. I think it's Commercial Drive or something like that.
But supplies. So he's a Traeger dealer, and they specialize in Traeger grills, but also all sorts of rubs and whatnot that they produce right there on the property. Their own, and also carry for other competition teams as well. There were a couple of gentlemen who were there at Pitmasters who had rubs that other teams use.
Yes.
That they sell out of there at Whiskey Bent. So
Yep.
it really is quite a business.
And they'll private label for you.
Yeah.
If you have recipes, they'll help
Oh, I
you
didn't
with
know
it.
that.
No, we're trying to work something out with them at Margaritaville.
Oh, wouldn't that be
And
cool?
Chad, to toot Chad's horn a little bit more, for somebody to get a shout out by Joe Rogan on his podcast, that's a big, big deal.
Yeah.
So, and they ultimately connected, talked, and Chad's done cooks for him.
He's
so.
as humble as Brian
Yeah.
Lacey.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't stop there. 2 weeks, we've got huge cornhole competition out
Yes,
there.
yes.
Events are where that brings them in.
We have an event center, and we've got large air-conditioned room with a 24-foot eave height on the outside edge, and it goes up, in the middle. And to have an event where you can set up the cornhole lanes and have food and beverage right there, in that building, it's really a great facility to house something like that.
And more than just a cornhole event. It turns
Yes.
out to be like a little village. So he's got a
Yes.
pro shop. He is one of the godfathers of cornhole. Invented the two-sided cornhole bag and all the rest. So
Yeah.
so he brings sort of a following with him. It's a fun time, a little bit of a carnival
And we're
event.
honored to host events like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Randy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Thanks for all you do for us in Central Florida, Polk County, Auburndale, and at Margaritaville. We can't thank you enough.
Appreciate it.